Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Gabe coming back at you with a brand new video here at Trucking Live. Hope you guys are having a good day. Today's topic is going to be the Blitz Week for Brake Check 2024. It's going to be from August 25th to the 31st. I'm going to make a detailed video to tell you what you need to look for to make sure that you don't get busted and get tickets and out of service and everything out on the road. Stick around.
Share, subscribe.
Alright YouTube, so one of the first things that you want to check when it comes to brakes that they're going to be checking for is your air hoses. Make sure that it's not rubbed through anywhere or anything like that. Make sure it's nice and secure, nothing is loose, and if you have another person, when they apply the brakes in this brake chamber, puts air in it, make sure that your brake can is not leaking. As far as your shoes, this is what you want to look for. You want to make sure that you don't have any cracks along this lines. This is your pad, this is your drum. If you guys don't have the tool that you stick in here to measure the thickness of the pad, what you guys can do is, if you guys can see this ridge right here, that one right there, right here, right there, I know it's just kind of a little dirty. That is your minimum pad thickness that you can have. You guys can see it a little bit better right here. So as long as you can still see this groove right here, then that means that your pad is good if you guys don't have the tool that goes in there. This type of brake chamber, slack adjuster, is an automatic slack adjuster. The way you can tell is if it has this little button on here. So whenever they push your brakes, what the DOT is going to measure your stroke. So this will pop out. I don't have nobody to push the brakes right now for you guys, otherwise I would do it, but this moves out and it applies pressure to the pads, right? So one of the things that you can do if you're a lone wolf like me is you could just go ahead and adjust it. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to adjust that. Now right here, this bolt right here, that one right there, that's the one where you put your tool on. I like to use these tools, guys. This makes it very, very easy to adjust. You can pick up these at, there's the brand. It's just to adjust it. And then this one's the one to release the brake chamber, okay? Or you could just use a screwdriver. I'll show you guys both ways. Okay, guys, so most of the time these will adjust by yourself, but like I said, I don't have nobody to measure the stroke. So what you could just do is just go ahead and just adjust it. So what you do is you get your tool, you stick it down here. And what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna go clockwise if you're looking at it down, and you're gonna see that your pads are starting to tighten. See? All right. So what you guys want to do is that once this is tight, right, that's when this tool comes in handy. You stick this thing in here and get that little button up. Otherwise, when you try to go back the other way, it's not going to let you. It's going to lock. That's what this tool is for. You stick it in here like that. And what you're going to do is just do half a turn. Just like so. Take it off. And that's it. You're adjusted. Now, as far as your rear section, guys, another thing you guys need to look at is, like, for example, like here, I can see right here that this line it hasn't rubbed through, but it's kind of like rubbing through there, or like it's hitting it. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this down so that it doesn't hit, because you don't want to have no chafing on this thing at all. Like, all your lines have to be like no chafings on the line or anything itself. One of the biggest things that I've seen before when I'm in the shop is the brake chambers won't match. It has to be the same brake chambers on the same axle. You gotta have the same type of trainers. You can't have for example, I think these are 20 type 20 chambers if I'm not mistaken. The other ones are 30. I'll show you guys. And your slack adjusters also have to be the same on both sides. These slack adjusters right here are the same exact like the one in the front that I showed you how to adjust. With these type pancake type brake chambers, you could just adjust it without releasing your brakes. But on these other ones over here, the ones that actually have your spring brake on them, these are type 30 if I'm not mistaken. This has a spring brake, so you actually have to release your brakes, chalk your wheels of course, and then you can go ahead and adjust them. But you see how it has to be the same brake chamber. You have to have all your lines separated, right? All your lines separated and good to go. And just make sure that none of your lines are chafing, you know? Like I have everything zip tied. I love me some zip ties. Any of you guys, any of the people that personally know me, they know I'm a big fan of zip ties, and it's very simple because it works. So when it comes to brake chambers, that's what you want to look for, right? And as far as your brakes, let me get you guys on down here. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. You guys want to look for the same thing, guys. All right. So there's my brakes right there. Right? And you guys can see that lip right there, that groove. That means that the pad is still good. You want to make sure that there's just no cracks. You want to make sure that the pad material and this part up here, that part up there, you guys can see the difference. That's the metal part, that it's not moved or anything or broken or cracked. And obviously while you guys are down here checking your brakes, you want to make sure that none of your wheel seals are leaking. You would clearly be able to see if a wheel seal is leaking, because it would be all splashed with oil. It would be oil running through there and everything, you know? Alright guys, so that's basically it. You know, I just wanted to make this small short video of actually visually showing you guys what to look for. Make sure that your brake chambers match. Like I said, if you don't have somebody to help you to be able to push the brakes so that you can measure the stroke, what you could do is just like what I did right now. I didn't show it on video, but I went ahead and adjusted all my brakes. And like I said, you just tighten them up all the way until the pad meets the drum all the way, and then you just back it off half a turn, and that's going to give you that little bit of clearance that it's going to let your drum spin or whatever, you know, and like that you'll know that they're adjusted correctly. Most of the time with these automatic slack adjusters, it does them by itself, but usually in every PM I go ahead and adjust them anyways, again, just for preventative measure in case of, you know, any unexpected DOT inspections or anything like that. I just go ahead and do it. But you know, that's number one. You know, make sure your brakes are properly adjusted. Number two, make sure that you have the same brake chamber type on the axle, you know, that all your slack adjusters match on the same axle. And like I said, just look for any cracks or anything missing, you know. I know you guys couldn't see it really clear down there, you know. I was trying to get you guys the best possible picture, but just imagine you have your pad. This is your pad, and this is the metal part it joins. What I was trying to explain is you don't want to have it like moved. They have to be flush, like at the edge, like when you're looking at the wheel. Because what that does, it gives you an indicator that those little rivets that they use to actually mount the pad on it are still holding it together as one piece. They haven't separated. So along the sides, just look to see if there's any cracks or anything like that. And obviously while you're checking it down there, you're going to be able to see that if your wheel seals are leaking or whatnot. But that's basically about it, you know. Make sure all your lines and everything, that nothing's chafing, you know, meaning rubbing together to where it eventually rubs a hole in it. Because that's what they're going to be looking for when it comes to brakes, you know, all your brake chambers and stuff like that. And, you know, just make sure you got it good to go. And but that's pretty much what I got for you guys today. You know, I didn't really want to make this video super lengthy. I just kind of wanted to let you guys know more or less what they're going to be looking for. I've seen some other YouTube videos where they say that there's going to be an inspection on brakes and stuff, but they kind of really don't get into detail. So I kind of wanted to get into detail. If you guys have the other type of brake, the slack adjusters that don't have that little button on you know, the top where you got to put in that tool. You could either put in a tool or a screwdriver. Then those, you just back them up. In other words, when you do it with that little wrench on that little nut thing there at the bottom, you just tighten it up all the way and then go half a turn back and you're good to go. On those that doesn't have no lock. But on these type, you have to get that little pin out. If you guys don't have that tool, you could do it with the screwdriver. All you do is just pretty much just pop it in there and just push it up so that it allows you to go ahead and back it off. Otherwise, it's not going to let you back it off if you don't pull that button forward. But again, guys, I just wanted to make this small video for you guys to let you guys know how to inspect your truck when it comes to brakes. If you guys like the video, give me a thumbs up, share it, consider subscribing. I appreciate you guys watching the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.